Hello. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I set this up right. No, you just arrived. What's up, Hermione? We're doing a bit of a different stream today. Not the kind of stream I normally do. This should be an interesting little experiment. If this stream goes well, I will stream the rest of the script writing process, and if not, then I will just do it off stream. But yeah, I'm going to be working on the script writing process. Might just want to wait for a few more people to get in here, but if you're in here in the meantime, you can check out, you can read what I have right here. Because this is literally everything I just wrote. So, yeah. What is going on right here, this video, is I've got playback of the task right here, with this really amazing display that was made by my good friend, Fierce Lebong Hit. And it's like freezing up, because that's what VLC does. Oh, of course. Of course, VLC. Yeah. How did I know that would happen? Hold on. Now I gotta open that again. It's like freezing up. Great. Oh, no, I didn't want to open that. No, you go away. VLC is, generally like a pretty blue-pilled program. It's just very laggy and shitty. For fuck's sake. Really? Really? Well, while I guess people will pour in while I'm fucking figuring out what the hell's going on here. End task, bitch. Let's see. I'm probably gonna set this up like, let's see. Get rid of that. Yeah, okay, I don't know what the fuck happened. What's the problem? Fucking VLC Media Player is the goddamn problem. Let's see. I'm just setting this up while I wait for some people to get in here, but yeah, you can check out the, what I have so far. Oh, is this even gonna show the fucking video? It won't. Great. I gotta do it through game capture. It's gotta be game capture. I just fucking hope that VLC doesn't suck dick again. Yeah, gay capture more like. That's what it fucking feels like. Anyway. So, this is what I have so far. I'm just gonna hope that VLC doesn't act like shit. If it does, then I can just... Oh yeah, the full task, I've already uploaded it on YouTube. It's unlisted on the channel MONSTRO right now, and I might make it public later. Either way, if you're in the Discord, you can get a link to that early. And when this video is done, everyone will get a link to it. I'll just put it in the description of this video, so yeah. Anyway. So, let me read what I have so far, because this is how I make a video. I always start with a script, something simple, and personally when I write a script, I write almost everything I say, like, in it. Like, very little in my videos is improvised. That's me personally. I know other people can improvise and shit like that, but I always work with like a pretty sturdy script. So I start out with this. What's up, Crash Bandicoot fans? I start out with that because, you know, because it looks kind of retarded in writing. This is a bit of an inside joke between me and my friend Christian, but most people will just assume I'm being genuine with that, so whatever. That's why I just... And I couldn't think of a funnier way to start the video, so what's up, Crash Bandicoot fans? How are you guys? You feeling good? I'm feeling like a lying piece of shit. This video's title is kind of misleading, referring to can you beat Crash Bandicoot 2 without spinning or sliding? And it's not that I didn't know what to call this video, because I actually have an alternate title prepared. A more appropriate title would be Crash Bandicoot 2 beaten 100% in as few spins, slides, and body slams as possible. Now, if you've seen the last video, I'm sure you've got some questions, like why 100% and why slides and body slams. Before I get to that, I have to answer another one of your burning questions. That question being, where have you been? It's been over a year since the last video. What happened? And I'll insert a clip from the original video there. And I say, oh yeah, if you're new around here, that video is a good place to start. Anyways, in fairness to myself, I actually was working on a Crash 2 no spinning challenge until unforeseen consequences struck. Boring consequences. As soon as I finished the Crash 1 video, I got straight to work on Crash 2, you know, because this is true. The goals were the exact same as the Crash 1 video, try to beat the game without spinning or beat the game in as few spins as possible, and try to get as much stuff as possible along the way. This was such an interesting challenge in Crash 1 because it posed some serious challenges. A measly stack of 3 crates, or a lone bouncy crate, were no longer just minor level details. They were obstacles, puzzles that needed interesting out-of-the-box solutions. And I was really interested to see what kind of tricks we'd see in the Crash 2 run. The problem was sliding and body slams. All that zip-zagging I did in Road to Nowhere to break a stack of 4 crates, completely irrelevant in Crash 2, all I have to do is slide. This version of the challenge too closely resembled normal gameplay, except sometimes I'd slide where I'd normally just spin. It just wasn't very interesting. So I shelved what I had, and other things I was working on around the time stole my attention, because this was the same time I was doing the commentaries. But now, enough time has passed that I think this challenge is worth giving another shot. But to keep things interesting, I've decided to go straight for the 100% challenge. Also, sliding and body slams will incur a penalty. As an added bonus, if I'm given the chance, if I'm given a choice between a spin or a slide, I'll do a slide, even if a spin is more convenient. Like last time, this challenge was performed on a TAS or TAS emulator, because apparently it's like an acronym, you're supposed to like say it like TAS, you know? Like FUBAR, you're supposed to say it. You're not supposed to... It's not like an initialism where you gotta say FBI. You don't have to say TAS, but I said it so. A TAS or TAS emulator. If you don't know what that means, I'll defer you to my last video, as I did a pretty good job explaining it there. And then lastly, a link to the full unabridged TAS is in the description, because that's going to be true. Now, in this script, I want to talk about how I was going to talk about it, because part of me wants to save it until the end, but part of me also wants to talk about kind of my process for, like, making this TAS, you know, because the fact that I streamed it in the first stream was kind of a complete waste, because in the first stream, you know, I was playing on NTSC, you know, so let's get writing. So this is pretty much kind of how I do it. It's a little different because I'm going to try and be more focused as I write this. Hello, Frederick. You just missed the... Do you use italics for anything you want to stress points you want to talk about? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I use italics or bolder. It's whatever, yeah. Like, I know how to, like, kind of accentuate shit. And I know one thing I do is, because this is, like, not proper grammar, but I put a lot of commas. I put commas, like, when I want to make a pause, you know, which is not, like, proper grammar, but, yeah. I've been trying to do that less. Like, I kind of just naturally do that. Italics. Yeah. Why, is it italics? Italics? I don't know the fucking difference. Just miss me reading this. You can just read it while I write more. Comma splicing. It's an actual thing. Interesting. Anyway. A link to the full unabridged TAS is in the description. Now, before we can even start the game... Because I'm trying to think, like, before I even start the game... The opening paragraph. That's wholesome. Because what I'm trying to say is, like, before the game even starts, you know, because the first time I streamed it, I kind of just went into it, like, raw, before I, like, really had to plan out a route. And you'll hear my epic typing. Before we get into the challenge, let's first take a look at my process for... I go in raw. It's fucking raw! Before we get into the challenge, let's first take a look at my process. And there's going to be a lot of this of me thinking of what words I want to use. So get used to it. Alright, before we get into the challenge, let's first take a look at... I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Yes, I always script my videos. Even the discussion ones, like even the ranty, like kind of disorganized discussion ones, even those I script. I script everything. I am not I'm not like good at fucking what's the word? Like improv. I'm not good at that. Now I'm just struggling to think of how I want to say this, because what I want to say is, like, you know, before the video even starts, I had to, like, actually figure out what the fuck I was doing. Yeah, if I don't I do sound like a brainlet if I don't. Fucking unabridged tasks in the description. Now, unlike every other video I've ever made, I actually stream the process of me working on this video. You know what? I don't have to get into that right now. What I have to say is, I actually streamed the process of me making this task. The highlights are the main premise. Like, what is it? Well, what I'm going to do is, I have the video pulled up next to me, and I'm going to go through that. And I'm going to go from there. I'm going to, like, but first I have to actually write a little bit of this intro. And this is usually the hardest part. The hardest part for me when writing a script is finding out, like, where to start. So, once I get past that, it tends to come to me pretty quickly. But this is always hard. I actually stream the process of me making this task. And what I'm trying to say is, like, let's see. I streamed the process of me making this task, and, like, my initial attempts didn't really pan out well. I'm trying to think of what I want to say. It comes to me, like, soon. It's just, like, kind of... This is fucking annoying. There's, like, a tree, like, outside, and its branch is, like, brushing up against fucking the AC unit. So occasionally I'm just hearing, like, some squeaky shit outside. Sounds like someone's, like, fucking, you know, like SpongeBob when he squeaks those pickles together in the end of Patty Hype, that episode. Sounds like that sometimes. And it's, like, not quiet. Anyway. I actually streamed the process of me making this test. My initial attempts didn't work out so well. And what I often do is I will go back and change stuff, like, after I'm done. Like, when I get later in the video, I will go back and kind of proofread and change stuff if I realize, like, oh, you know, this is what I was trying to say, and I figured it out, and I go back and I edit that later. Screen the process of me making this task. My initial attempts didn't work out so well. This fucking squeaking shit is very annoying. My initial attempts didn't work out so well. You can watch the first in the series of streams if you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. I can write that. That's good. You can watch the first in the series. I don't need to say in the series. I could just say... if you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. The fuck am I reading? What the fuck was that? You retarded? What the fuck was that? Fucking just... what the hell was that? Fucking... that was retarded. Just typing that shit. What the fuck was that? Oh shit, sorry. What? It's fucking... okay, anyway. If you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. Is that you fumbling around like an idiot? Was that like a meme? Can I write a swear word? No, I can't. I cannot do that. I did write one up here. See? You can see that, right? Anyway. You can watch my first stream if you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. My initial attempts didn't work out so well. You can watch my first stream if you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. In fairness to myself, again... for the first video. Because that was kind of... because with the Crash 1 challenge, it was really simple. Every single level was, like, in a row. So I could just do... in my fursuit, yeah. I was... every level was just in a row, so I just did that level, I completed it, and I did the next one. You know? But, with this level, it was a little different. I actually had to, like... with this, it was different because I had multiple levels I can go to. I kind of wanted to route it around masks. And, there were other things as well. In fairness to myself, again, I was just repeating my behavior from the first video. I just went in raw, because I know you like that, Flinny. Based. For the Crash 1 challenge, I just went in raw. You can only really tackle one level at a time. I just went in raw. You can only really tackle one. I just did the levels in order. Because that's all you can really do. That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Okay. No. Flinny. No, I don't care. I'm not here to answer fucking questions. Did you play Rehydrated? No. I'm not here to answer your fucking questions, okay? You had fucking 7 streams to ask me dumb questions. 6 streams, sorry. You had 6 streams previously to ask me dumb questions? No. Not answering your question. Let's move on. I just did the levels in order because that's all you can really do. You had fucking 6 streams. First challenge, yeah. I don't know. I don't like that. You know what? This whole thing, I don't really need to go into that kind of detail. It's not really necessary. You know what? I'll say this actually. No, wait. What is it? I was just doing what worked for me in the first video. This was totally fine for Crash 1, but it raised some problems for Crash 2. Starters, the fact that you can control the order you play the levels in. I actually had to do a bit of routing around masks. Now I could just... Here's your italics. I didn't want to waste everyone's time. Because that's gay. Oh, you know what? There. That can just stay in the video. For starters, the fact that you can control the order you play the levels in means that I actually had to do a bit of routing around masks. Now, I could have just played the levels in order and left to get masks in between each one, but I didn't want to waste everyone's time, because that's gay. Because that would be gay. That could just stay in the fucking video. This is my process for writing videos. I just think of something stupid and I put it in and I think it's funny. The fact you could, yeah, okay. Means that I actually have to do a bit of routing. Whoa. Flinny donated $5. Did you play Rehydrated? Okay, you know what? I'll answer that question. Thank you very much, Flinny. And no, I didn't. That fucking sound. I heard that sound. I'm like, sick. Thank you, Flinny. That would be gay. Nah, I don't want to... I need to say that loud and proud. Okay? People that get offended by that shit can leave early. gonna say it loud and proud. I'm gonna scream it into the microphone. I was wondering what the fuck that sound was, and I realized, oh yeah, that's my retarded fucking... that's my retarded donation sound. Thank you very much, Plenty. That'll answer that question. No, I didn't. I did not play Rehydrated. Well, you know what, bud? You did it to yourself. Oh, and to answer, what's your favorite food? I'll answer that question too, like cuisine. I don't know. There's your answer. I don't know. I'll be honest, I just eat mostly junk food. Yeah, that noise, that is just my brother freaking out and just making a bunch of noises into his mic just to be like stupid. That's what that is. There's just him going. That's just that, and then I just made it really loud. Anyway. Because that would be gay. That would be very gay. But I didn't want to waste everyone's time because that would be gay. In North America. Yeah, I'll get a fucking hamburger. Yeah, no, I'm wearing it loud and proud. I do like your idea, Hermione, but it depends, because honestly, the thing is, like, when I record, I'll get into that more, honestly, as I record, because I'm also going to stream that as well. Again, assuming I enjoy how this goes. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I guess I'll bring it up now. I am going to give a little shout out to all the people that have donated during this stream at the end of this video. And I'm going to add Flinny to the list of people that have donated. So, thank you. I was gonna say that at some point. I kept forgetting. Anyway. The original version that was released in North America. What's the NTSC again? Like, what's that standard called? This is the NTSC version of the game, which runs at 29.97 frames per second. This is the NTSC version of the game, which runs at 29.97 frames per second. 60 hertz. Which runs at 60 hertz, is that what I should say? Which runs at 60 hertz. What does that mean, hertz again? That's like the frequency, like what kind of... I'm trying to remember what that is. Because I'm like stupid. I forget what that means. Because what I plan on talking about is how, because the PAL version is different, you know, it has like different physics and shit. Which runs at like 60 hertz, you know, refresh rate. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, very brief opposing force music appearance. Also, hello, Psycrit the Squid. This is the NTSC version of the game, which runs at 60 hertz. Or, because either way, I want to say that this game runs at 29.97 frames per second. So would it be proper to say, like, which runs at 60 hertz, or 29.97 frames per second? I honestly don't even think bringing up the refresh rate is important. I think it's just, because, like, that is, you know, what it means, but, like, for the purposes of this video, that's not really important, and I don't want there to be, like, a bunch of unnecessary fat in this video, because I have a tendency to do that. You know, I ain't no fucking TGX, okay? Goddamn. I ain't no fucking bitch. Cause like, for the purposes of, like, how does the refresh rate affect the physics of the game? Because I know the frame rate does. Because does the refresh rate affect the physics? That's something I'm thinking about. Like, I don't think it does it? I think that's like the frame rate. I don't know. Because I don't know exactly how, like, because the thing is, as well, I don't know. That's an important thing. I don't really know how the refresh rate affects it. The refresh rate limits the frame rate. Yeah, okay. That's what I... Okay, that makes sense. Ain't no digital foundry. That's right. I ain't. I'll just say this, which runs at 60 hertz, or 29.97 frames per second. This is the NTSC version of the game, which runs at 60 hertz or 29.97 frames per second. The PAL version because what regions was the PAL version released in? Like, in like Europe and Australia mainly, right? That's where the PAL version is released. Gaming in the Trump years. Part of me is just tempted to call them inferior foreign countries, but I won't do that. Because I already made that joke in another video anyway, so. Yeah, Europe and Australia. Runs at 50 hertz or 25 frames per second. Yeah. Yeah, it's 50 hertz. Yeah. The PAL version runs at 50 hertz or 25 frames per second. Now what am I saying? No, PAL is 25 frames per second. Because 5/30ths of a second, you know. But it's a little bit that goes a long way. You know, that's what that is. So when it comes to old games like these, to try and emulate the smoothness of the NTSC version, the PAL version features slightly different physics. Yeah, it's 25, yeah, like PAL games are 25 frames a second. Yeah. The PAL version features slightly different physics. Crash's run speed is slightly faster, and his jump height is slightly higher. This isn't incredibly important for the challenge, but it does make life a little easier, because it's not. Like, there are not many areas where I think the faster movement speed is, like, really necessary. It makes shit easier, but it definitely would have been possible to do most of this on NTSC. The big difference is the change to the body slam physics, and that was actually a change made not to just the PAL version, that was made to the Japanese version as well. Anyway, this isn't incredibly important for the challenge, but it does make life a little easier. One major change that does affect the challenge is the size of Crash's body slam. This actually isn't a physics... No, this actually isn't... In the NTSC version, Crash's body slam can cover about 2 crates, while in PAL it covers about 4. Now, the thing is, I assumed that this was due to the PAL's, like, different kind of, you know, the different refresh rate, you know, the different frames per second. As I This actually isn't a region-specific physics change as I thought it was, as the Japanese version, which uses the NTSC format, also features this change. Apparently, now, this is what I heard anyway, that this change was made because Crash's body slam, he could get stuck in crates, like mainly in Road to Ruin. He could actually get stuck in crates because his body slam wasn't big enough, while on the PAL version that doesn't happen, because he just destroys all of them. The Japanese version, which uses the NTSC format, also features this change. This change was actually made to Yes, anyway. This isn't actually a region-specific physics change as I thought it was, as the Japanese version, which uses the NTSC format, also features this change. This change was actually made to prevent a glitch where Crash could get stuck inside reinforced crates, specifically in the Ruination bonus round. Anyway. Anyway, now, I actually streamed the process of me making this task. My initial attempts didn't work out so well. You can watch my first stream if you want to see me fumble around like an idiot. I was just doing what worked for me in the first video, booting up the copy of the game that I own and doing the levels in order. This was totally fine for Crash 1, but it raised some problems for Crash 2. For starters, the fact that you can control the order you play the levels in means that I actually had to do a bit of routing around masks. Now, I could have just played the levels in order and left to get masks in between each one, but I didn't want to waste everyone's time because that would be gay. More important to the challenge was the version I was playing. I was just playing the version I owned, the original version that was released in North America. This is the NTSC version of the game, which runs at 60 Hz or 29.97 frames per second. The version released in Europe and Australia, the PAL version, runs at 50 Hz or 25 frames per second. Now, 5 extra frames... Oh, right, it's fucking 4.97. Peace out, Flinny. Thank you for the donation again. Now, 5 or 4.97 extra frames a second doesn't sound like a big deal. That's only a sixth of a second, but it's a little bit that goes a long way. So when it comes to old games like these, to try and emulate smoothness of the NTSC version, the PAL version features slightly different physics. And as it turns out, Crash 2 does. Crash's run speed is slightly faster, and his jump height is slightly higher. This isn't incredibly important for the challenge, but it does make life a little easier. One major change that does affect the challenge is the size of Crash's body slam. In the NTSC version, Crash's body slam can cover about 2 crates, while in PAL it covers about 4. This isn't actually a region-specific physics change as I originally thought it was, as the Japanese version, which uses the NTSC format, also features this change. This change was actually made to prevent a glitch where Crash could get stuck inside reinforced crates, specifically in the Ruination bonus round. I should just write, I think, because I actually don't know. So this challenge was played on the PAL version. Yes, Paul's sprites are amazing, and you're gonna see they look really good as like I go through the fucking video. See? Check the description for more information. Fucking... I could play that while I talk. Anyway, this challenge was played on the PAL version, mainly just to exploit the size of that body slam. Yeah. Mainly just to exploit the size of that body slam, and I don't think I have anything else to say about regional differences. I think that's it. Anyways, now with all of that out of the way, it's time to begin the challenge. And now, so this is a little different than how I write videos typically, because with this, it was the same for the Crash 1 video. I like break it down, like I go from level to level, so I'm gonna just start with, you know, I'll just underline it like that. This is the first level, Turtle Woods Blue Gem. Because this is the first one. Yeah. So our run starts in Turtle Woods, where we can get the crystal and blue gem. In speedruns, it is common to death abuse to die after collecting the blue gem. That way you keep the items you obtained. No, wait. After collecting the blue gem. Which you won't lose from dying. You can then play the level through to get its gem. We actually need to return later with masks. And these, like, when I separate like this, I don't read this. I don't read Turtle Woods Blue Gem, so our run starts in Turtle Woods. This is just, like, for the convenience of me, like, you know, knowing where I am in the run. That's all I put that there for. This doesn't, I don't actually read that. Anyway. Because the next level is, let me see. How do I increase the speed? I forget. Shit. Fucking shit. It's hang 8, right? Yeah, okay. We get both gems in hang 8. I need to specify that. Let's see. Anyway. And yeah, look, as you can see, it updated. I got the blue gem, and I got the one crystal. Isn't that cool? The fucking epic sprites. The epic sprites. The sprites are epic. In hang 8, we can get both gems. In hang 8, we can get both gems. Yeah, loud car, I know. Fucking loud people in this goddamn neighborhood. It's fucking gay. It's fucking homosexual. Yeah, Paul's sprites are fucking epic as fuck. Anyway, in hang 8 we can get both gems. So we'll come back for the box gem later. In Hang 8 we can get both gems. And fucking die. It's fucking downpouring where you are? Yeah, dude, it was downpouring here fucking yesterday. Like, yesterday it was raining like fucking crazy. It blew around this fucking tree that is, like, outside my window, and that's what you're hearing, because it started yesterday, like, and I'm hearing, like, a tree branch or something, like, rub up against the AC unit, which is in my window. Anyway. And fucking die. This is called a death abuse. Anyway, let's see. Now I'm probably gonna just look at the T8S. I'm gonna speed it up too. Just commit not alive, yeah. Because there's no real conspicuous issue with this. Like, there's nothing like, oh, this is like a zigzag I gotta do, because I want to talk about any one of those moments. Yeah, let's see. This song is sick, by the way. Underrated song. Look at this boy. Okay, so then we get that. Time trial gem. And fucking die. The baby fucking dies. This level will be giving us the masks we need. Yeah. In the bonus round, we have to crouch under these metal crates. I was debating whether or not I should allow crouching. I was debating whether or not I should allow crouching, but I ultimately decided to keep it. But the point of this challenge was to limit Crash's attacks. Was to limit, my reasoning being that the point of this challenge was to limit Crash's attacks. Because that was kind of my reasoning, was like, you know, crouching isn't really an attack. I ultimately decided to keep it. My reasoning being that the point of this challenge was to limit crashes, because I'm trying to think of exactly like what my reasoning was. Or do I even need to mention this? I don't know. not really about limiting his movement. In fact, this level will be giving us the masks we need. I should say that. My reasoning being that the point of this challenge was to limit Crash's attacks, not really about limiting his movement. No, I don't need to say anything else than that. What do you guys think? Should I add anything to this? In the bonus round, we have to crouch into these metal crates. I was debating whether or not I should allow crouching, but I ultimately decided to keep it. My reasoning being that the point of this challenge was to limit Crash's attacks, not really about limiting his movement. Crouching doesn't really help Crash in this challenge a ton anyway. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think it's mostly fine the way it is. This song is so fucking sick, by the way. That looks sick as fuck, by the way. You guys are seeing the video move, right? Oh, this song is fucking great. Where the hell is Paul when you need him? Yeah, that's good. To do without spinning. You can get both gems and the crystal. Anyway, what I want to say, like, you know. Yeah, this whole, like, the whole task, the video, like, the challenge itself is already edited. But this, I'm going to, like, if you've seen how the Crash 1 video looks, you should probably go check up on that video again. You'll be able to see, like, you know, that's kind of like what that video will look like. This is what this is going to look like. So, like, what that, like, this video is going to look like that video when it's done. Where it's like the original challenge video, but I'm going to, like, cut it up a bunch. Anyway. Crouching doesn't really help Crash in this challenge a ton anyway. So we... all in all, this level is pretty easy. We can get the crystal and both gems. And the next level, look at that. Look at how good that looks. using the masks we got from Hang 8. Anyway. Trying to think of some games music, by the way, to add to this like stream playlist, because I like playing music while I'm on streams. We need 3 masks to break some bouncy crates in the secret path. Not before we incur the first penalty of the run. 1 body slam is necessary to break through to access the secret path. But yeah, right here, see, that's how I use the mask. Boing, 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 boing. I don't have any music from Rayman. I could though. My buddy Paul is really into it. I don't think there's anything else in this level, but let's just watch the rest of it just to be sure. So this is a little different to like the videos I normally make, but you know, still. This is still like fairly similar to what I do in some ways. You know, like I always script everything, for example. Anyway. The rest of the level is simple enough. I think that's all I have to say for this level. The pits. Next up, let me see. Because I use this mask to break a bouncy crate. Anyway. Using the masks. Break a bouncy crate. Anyway, let's see. Good old croc music. Yeah, Croc's music is amazing. Anyway, okay. That require 2 body slams to destroy. Some crates under a stack of metal crates require a slide to break. And I want to mention the body slam total and shit. Like the totals. The totals. It requires a slide to break. Yeah, shit. Yeah, let's see. What's the rest of this look like? That's it. Yeah, this fucking bonus round, man. It's fucking gay. So crates under a stack of metal crates require a slide to break. Outside of this I don't need to say this actually. I just realized we can get this. I get because I established that in this big ass paragraph down here. Next up is Snogo. Let's see. Boy, boy, boy. way to get around this seal, so... Hey, based salt. Good shit. Anyway, there's a slide. Fucking shit. Shit! It's a fucking slide! This 2x2 pile of crates requires us to slide. Bringing our total slide count to 2. Oh boy, this shit. Look, even sped up, this is like the most tedious thing in the universe. Look at this fucking shit. Dun, dun, dun. This song is so based. Oh, this. Oh my god, no. Put me to sleep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, so that's it. The rest of the level. Now, what do you think of this good selection of music right here? Damn. Where's Hermione anyway? I'm gonna find him and kill him. That'll be funny. I don't know why I mentioned that just now. Just thinking about him. Thinking about his beautiful face. Anyway, the rest of the level requires... Can you make a video you just doing all the jumpy crates? Like, oh, geez, yeah. Jumping on every fucking bouncy crate like that. Jesus. Sounds terrible. Yeah, that's riveting. That's exciting shit. What am I trying to say? The rest of the level can be played like, and it doesn't incur any penalties. We can get the box gem. We can get the box gem for this level. Let's see. But we'll have to come back for the red gem. We're actually going to be getting the red gem the intended way, like a filthy normie. There we go. Look at this. Look at how good this fucking shit looks. Crash dash. Crash dash. Crash dash. Let me see, because I'm trying to remember what I have to do here. And yeah, I can't do the glitch because I need to slide and spin. You need to slide, spin, and body slam. So it's like, that's just the holy trinity of shit I'm not supposed to be doing. These chase levels take our masks away. These chase levels take our masks away. Okay, yeah, there we go. Anyway. Oh yeah. Okay. Look at that slide. That slide looks so cool. Fucking... Look at this. This is so cool. It's a very precise slide. Oh no, this... I'm skipping this. Look, it's still going! Okay. Zip-zagging. Inputs on every frame. Upright on frame 1, down left on frame 2, upright on frame 3, down left on frame 4, and so on. Way too fast and precise for a human being to do. Not even fucking Melee players can do it. Let's see for the task simulator, as this is way too fast and precise for a human being to do. Hold on. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway. That sends him flying backwards through the level. Done just to get distance from the boulder. So we have to jump on them. Oh yeah. You can't actually get too far away. However, as follow the rule of, if it wasn't on screen, it didn't happen. Why you spin, bro? Why you spin? You know how to spin? Press square to spin. Yeah. Follow a rule of, if it wasn't on screen, it didn't happen. On this puny 32-bit system. Generally, the PS1 Crash games follow the rule of, if it wasn't on screen, it didn't happen. This is a memory saving measure. This is a memory saving measure. This is done so the games can look as good as they do on this puny 32-bit system. Don't even think about playing it on your puny 32-bit system. What the hell did I just hear outside? I'm hearing like explosions and shit. Anyway. Is this like fireworks? Is this the fireworks guy? Yeah. Yes, it was very revolutionary, but that's the time for another day. What the fuck am I hearing? Like, what the hell? Why am I hearing like explosions and shit? People in this fucking town. Fucking white people. Anyway. On this puny 32-bit system, I should. Yeah, the PlayStation 4. Yeah, that would be good. The PlayStation. See you later, Frederick. Yeah, the PlayStation. The PlayStation 4. Of course, who could forget the PlayStation 4? Fucking... Let's see. Where the fuck is it? Oh, what the fuck? Oh. I was looking at something else. Fucking the PlayStation 4. What a classic. Yeah, look, here it is. The PlayStation. It's the revolutionary play and stay system. You play and you stay. So nice. You play and you stay. I'm just gonna leave that there. Look at that. You play, you stay. Yeah, the playstay. This is done so the games can look as good as they do on this puny 32-bit system. I'll have to remember that when I edit the video. Because generally I don't make, like, sometimes I will, but generally I don't make, like, I don't denote those little edits, like, in the script. The only time I do is, like, when they actually interrupt the flow of what I'm saying. Like, I interrupt myself to show a clip from the old video. Yeah, quad the CD audio. Yeah, the PlayStation 4. It's the best. It's puny 32-bit system. Anyway. We can build more speed. We save having to slide these crates. No, I didn't actually. The scum clip. I didn't denote that in the script. Anyway. Oh, I'm gonna fart. Oh man, that was cool. Anyway. Ripperoo can be defeated without any spins. You can suck dick. You know. You can just jump on his head to deal damage to him. Anyway, now that's the whole first warp room. Let's go back and read it. So our run starts in Turtle Woods, where we can get the crystal and blue gem. In speedruns, it is common to die after collecting the blue gem, which you won't lose from dying. That way you can then play the level through to get its gem. But we actually need masks, so we'll come back for the box gem later. In a Hang 8, we get both gems. We go straight for the crystal and time trial gem, and fucking die. This is called a death abuse, and is what we would have done in Turtle Woods had we not needed to first get masks. In fact, this level will be giving us the masks we need. In the bonus round, we have to crouch under these metal crates. I was debating whether or not I should allow crouching, but I ultimately decided to keep it. My reasoning being that the point of this challenge was to limit Crash's attacks, not really about limiting his movement. Crouching doesn't really help Crash in this challenge a ton anyway. All in all, this level is pretty easy. Using the masks we got from Hang 8, we can now go back to Turtle Woods and get its gem. We need 3 masks to break some bouncy crates in the secret path, not before we incur the first penalty of the run. 1 body slam is necessary to get across the secret path. But not before we incur the first penalty of the run. 1 body slam is necessary to access the secret path. The rest of the level is simple enough. The rest of the level is straightforward. Our next stop is the pits. Using 3 masks, we can break a bouncy crate. In the bonus round, we have reinforced crates that require 2 body slams to destroy, bringing our total to 3. Some crates under a stack of metal crates require a slide to break. Outside of this goddamn bonus round, there's not really any other issues in this level. Next up is Snogo. There's no way to get around this seal, so we'll have to sacrifice a mask to get past him. This 2x2 pile of crates requires us to slide, bringing our total slide count to 2. We can get the box gem for this level, but we'll have to come back for the red. red gem. That's right, we're actually going to be getting the red gem the intended way, like a filthy normie. The penis round, yeah. Anyway, next level is Crash Dash. These chase levels take our masks away. There's a crate in the bonus round that we're meant to spin, but we can actually break it with a really cool looking slide, bringing the total slide count to 3. Now coming up is the first instance of zip-zagging. Zip-zagging, a quick refresher for those of you who don't remember the first video, as it's been a while. Zip-zagging requires alternating diagonal inputs on every frame. So up right on frame 1, down left on frame 2, up right on frame 3, down left on frame 4, and so on. This technique is what created the necessity for the TAS emulator, as this is way too fast and precise for a human being to do. It causes Crash to build up a ton of negative speed that sends him flying backwards through the level. This specific zip-zag is done just to get distance from the boulder. There are some piles of crates that the boulder won't break, so we have to jump on them. We can't actually get too far away from the boulder, however. Generally, the PS1 games follow a rule of, if it wasn't on screen, it didn't happen. This is a memory-saving measure. This is done so the games can look as good as they do on this puny 32-bit system. So while we wait for the boulder to break this crate, we can build more speed. Using this technique, we save having to slide these crates. And can get the levels gem. I should just point out, like, when I get a gem still, you know? Like, let me see. Box gem. And you can get the levels gem. Ripperoo can be defeated without any spins. You can just jump on his head to deal damage to him. Didn't actually know that until doing this challenge. My life is a fucking lie. My entire life is a fucking lie. That's how I feel. Finding out I could jump on Ripperoo's fucking head. Anyway. In Warp Room 2, the first level we'll be tackling is Air Crash. On this run of the level, we can get the Crystal, Death Route Gem, and Secret. We can get the Crystal, Death Route Gem, and Secret. Yeah, okay, let's see. Because that's it. That's all that really is in this level. God, this music is so good. Anyway. Little death abuse to get to the beginning of the level. Using the I'm hearing screaming children outside. You guys hearing that? It's a bunch of faggot shit. Ugh. After we get the crystal and gem, we'll death abuse to get back to the beginning of the level. Based. So there's the death route gem, and then fucking yep. Ooh, a toy. Yeah, children screaming is a bunch of faggot shit. Nice faggot shit. You hear that? Fucking people yelling outside. Fucking retarded. I want to find them and fucking rape them. Alright. Unlocks the secret entrance for Snuggo. The secret exit for Air Crash unlocks the secret entrance for Snuggo, which we'll use to get the red gem. Yeah, see, there's like not a whole ton to talk about here, but anyway. Just so you can see the fucking dope-ass, fucking display that Paul made. Look at this. The secrets. Bam. This is a good song. Oh, look at this shit. Fucking... This looks really cool. Having the invincibility. It looks sick as fuck. This song is dope. Lots of good music playing. Because that's really it, and then, yeah, okay. So then what level do I do next? I don't remember. Ooh, a toy. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that fucking, look at the display. Look at the display, look at this. You see the fucking red gem just lights up when I get it? Bam, look at that. That's so good. Yeah, Paul made the sprites. I actually, like, arranged them like that. You know how, like, it's all spaced and shit, where the text like that? No, because he just made the sprites. I actually arranged it that way. So, yeah. Cool little collaborative effort. That was not what I meant to do. So anyway, what level did I do next? The deal. Using the red gem, we can go to Snowbiz. Deal because my stream chat told me to. Anyway. death abuse because we want to keep the masks. Oh yes, this level has a very precise zigzag. And I kind of did something stupid here, because I, like, went, like, if you'll see what I do where I won't bring this up in the video. Yeah, this, you see, oh wait, right. Two separate piles of reinforced crates require 3 masks and some very precise zigzagging to break. The play stay 4. Dis and play and stay. Display. Yeah, bro. Before we go ahead, some boxes and enter the bonus round. Because I remember I have to go to the bonus round first. And this is kind of unnecessary because I realize I totally did not need to do this to break these crates. That was totally not necessary, but whatever. This was though. Requires a body slam to break. Our total to 4. Oh jeez. Why did I do it like this? Why did I do it from the bottom? It's faster that way. Fairly difficult zigzag, I'll say, because I feel like this actually isn't as precise as I make it out to be. I just suck at zigzagging. Here we see 2 limitations of zigzagging become apparent. One is that it builds up, is that it takes time to build up speed. Is that it takes time to build up speed. Before we get to our destination in time. Enough time that our invincibility might run out before we get to our destination. I don't need to say in time. There we go. Here we just barely make it. Another limitation of zigzagging, specific to Crash 2 and 3, is actually that there is a limit to how fast the screen can scroll. Wasn't present in Crash 1. This screen scrolling speed limit wasn't present in Crash 1. Normal gameplay, you'd never be able to tell, but in Crash 2, it actually becomes very easy to outrun the camera and fall through a floor that hasn't loaded in yet. Fall through the floor that hasn't loaded in yet. Yeah, there you go. So what do you think of that? Hermione? Let's see, fucking, is this good? Here we see two limitations of zigzagging become apparent. One is that it takes time to build up speed, enough time that our invincibility might run out before we get to our destination. Here we just barely make it. Another limitation of zigzagging specific to Crash 2 and 3 is actually that there is a limit to how fast the screen that scroll. The screen can scroll. Is actually that there is a limit to how fast the screen can scroll. This screen scrolling speed limit wasn't present in Crash 1. In normal gameplay, you'd never be able to tell, but with zigzagging, it actually becomes very easy to outrun the camera and fall through the floor that hasn't loaded in yet. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah, here's the cool zigzag. Look at this motherfucker. There's only one hanging. That we can carefully damage boost off the floor to break. By the way, I'll write this too. By the way, random bit of trivia. For some reason, when Crash is flashing, like this, specifically after damage boosting from the floor, he won't grab onto the grates. So we need to wait a second so that when he isn't flashing. Because that's what's going on here if you look. For some fucking reason, it's like when Crash is flashing like this, if you grab onto the grate, he'll just like fall off. And it's really fucking annoying. So I do that and I wait and then I do a crouch jump. If you notice, I wait down there like a second. You'll see it again. Sneed, feed, and seed. With all that, we can get both gems in the crystal. Anyway, next level. Where are we at now? Yo, what's going on, Carla Corona? You named yourself after the coronavirus. Why'd you do that? I'm sure you've never heard that joke before. Snowbiz. Oh boy, now I gotta fucking explain the crate duplication glitch. The special glitch is going to enable us to break special glitch is going to help us reduce spins in Snowbiz. It's a crate duplication glitch. What level is the one that has the... What level in speedruns do they crate dupe on? Is it Digging It or Behaving? I forget which one. I think it's Digging It, right? I'm gonna just look it up. You people are fucking useless. I looked up Crash 2 speedrun and the first thing I saw was Crash 2 speedrun cringe. That's upsetting. You know, haha. But they, oh my god, they just killed myself. Digging It, right? It's Digging It, not... Yeah. So I'm looking at fucking Super Boom Fan. Just fucking speed riding. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Digging It. I'm just gonna hope that it's Digging It. I'll just fucking put a goddamn fucking footnote in the video if it's not. Most notably on Cold Hard Crash and Digging It. It's done on Digging It too, but it's a lot harder there. It's a crate duplication glitch that has some applications in speedrunning, most notably on Cold Hard Crash and Digging It. Okay, coming real handy here. We're going to break exactly 18 crates and avoid checkpoints for entering the bonus round. Because that's, I remember what I did. I broke exactly 18 crates. I farted. Tee. Yeah, Cold Hard Crash is the big one, but it works on this level as well. In speedruns, it doesn't really help you in this level. Because it takes like more time to do it this way than to just get them the normal way, you know, with the red gem. How do I spell maneuver? I don't remember. Let's just find out. Maneuver? Fucking... Wow. What a god. Look at that. I just spelled it right my first time. I had no idea how that word was spelled. That was a guess. That was a guess, bitch. Look at that. Maneuver. Maneuver? In the bonus round, we can do this maneuver, which is way more precise than it looks to break this pile of crates. I'm referring to this right here. This is way more precise than it looks. Message retracted? You fucking racist pile of filth? Fucking pussy. That maneuver is way more fucking precise than, like, it looks. That's like fucking frame perfect shit. The total count to 5, right? Yeah. And that's that and that. Yeah. Look at that counter. That looks so good. You just misspelled the word you wanted to help me out with. Wow, what a bitch. Anyways, now this is where the glitch happens. There were 18 crates in that bonus round. And I didn't hit any checkpoints in the level. So, when I respawn at a checkpoint, the only crates at a checkpoint, I should only have 18 crates. The ones from the bonus round. However, this animation of the crates slowly counting down slowly counting up, because it's like, you know, it gets taken from the bonus total and added to like the overall level total of the crates slowly counting up. Seems to prevent this from happening. No, what am I trying to say? So typically when you die, you lose all the crates that you broke. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, how do I describe this glitch? This is where the glitch happens. After your last checkpoint respawn, and the game tells your box total to sparing any bonus rounds. All the crates you destroyed after your last checkpoint respawn, sparing any bonus rounds, because it would keep the bonus round crates. Like, those crates don't respawn after you load a checkpoint. And respawn in a checkpoint, all the crates you destroyed after your last checkpoint respawn, sparing any bonus rounds. And the fucking faggots kill you. That's what happens. I'm trying to think of what else to say. This is like, this part's hard, like having to explain this glitch in a way that like it makes sense to any old normie, you know? If we die while this animation of the crates slowly being taken from the bonus round total and added to the... No, that's like too wordy. Up from the bonus round. Seems to prevent the crate total from being reduced. All of the crates still respawn, however. So we can break them all again. I had to go and break 18 boxes specifically because it is actually possible to break too many crates. Because it is actually possible to break too many crates. Yeah, let's see. All the crates still respawn, however, so we can break them all again. I had to go and break 18 boxes specifically because it is actually possible to break too many crates. Once when I was 7 years old, I sat on a banana, and of course that changed my life. Well, that's fascinating. I'm glad you felt the need to share that with me. Fucking bitch. To get a gem, your crate total needs to exactly match the... what is it? Obvious. It's not really positive. You're not really ever supposed to exceed the amount the level demands from you. Because that's something I gotta bring up is, you know, why you have to, because, you know, you have to break exactly 155 crates in a level, you know, because if you break 156, it doesn't give it to you, and that's because normally it's not possible to break more than 155 crates. Normally it's not possible to exceed. Look at that. Genius shit. Okay, anyway, so let's see if this makes any fucking sense. Anyways, now this is where the glitch happens. When you die and respawn at a checkpoint, all the crates you destroyed after your last checkpoint respawn, sparing any bonus round. And the game I don't need to say end. The game subtracts those boxes from your crate total, displayed at the top of the screen. However, if we die while this animation of your crate slowly counting up from the bonus round plays, it seems to prevent the crate total from being reduced. All of the crates still respawn, however, so we can break them all again. I had to go and break 18 boxes specifically because it is actually possible to break too many crates. To get a gem, your crate total needs to exactly match the total number of crates in the level. Normally, it's not possible to exceed the number of crates in the level. To exceed the number of crates a level has. But using this glitch we can. Ugh. Hey, this song's cute. The song is wholesome. Anyway, and then that's that. There's nothing else in this level. Right? I don't think there's anything else. This game looks like really like stupid when you like speed it up, you know? around the gem wrap. Okay. Now having gotten some extra crates, we can avoid having to body slam these reinforced crates or spin the bouncy crates. Or spin the bouncy crates littered around the level. Littered around the gem wrap. An easy zip-zag lets us cross this gap. Having to break... What's the name of those exclamation mark crates? What do you call those? Like activator crates, right? What the fuck are those? I'm just gonna call them an exclamation mark crate. Exclaims. And without having to hit an exclamation mark crate. This song is lit. And I made it look so easy there. Anyway. Oh yeah, on this icy slope. Or for four of the crates above this icy slope. Thankfully, with the crates we duplicated, we don't need to. Farted. Tee. Anyway. This glitch spared us quite a few spins. With only 2 slides. Look at this fucking shit. Look at how good this shit looks. Fucking this goddamn display I made. I mean, Paul made the sprites and I arranged it. Spared us quite a few spins. quite a few spits. Yeah. Anyway, let me speed this up a bit. We're typically expected to slide under. Just jump around these other two, because I remember I just jump around it right here. Right here, I just go boink. Crouch under this first one and just jump around these other two. It's annoyingly really close to the boulder. This is really cool. Grass can just phase right through it. Yeah, because I think there's... No, yeah. We need to wait for it to break these nitro crates. Wait, is there like anything in this bonus round? I'm trying to remember. I feel like there is. No, wait, I don't think so. Nothing. This last boulder section. Yeah, let's see. this last boulder section, there's a reinforced crate and 3 normal crates that the boulder won't break. By sliding and spinning. To create some distance. To make some distance. Thankfully, we can use zigzagging, not to be confused with zip-zagging. Zigzagging is a normal movement technique that is useful in all 3 of the original Crash games, but most notably Crash 1. By alternating done through alternating diagonal inputs in the direction you want to go. So if you're facing forward, you'd alternate up left and up right. So if you're holding forward to go towards the screen, you'd use alternating inputs of up, left, and up, right. While in the air. So if you're looking forward to go towards the screen, you'd use alternating inputs of up, left, and up, right while jumping. Or while in the air. I should say while jumping here, actually, because I already said while in the air. If you're holding forward to go towards the screen, you use alternating unputs. Put the opposite of an input, an unput. You want to undo an input, you unput. Interesting. Anyway. Increases the speed and distance of your jumps. Normal zigzagging. What am I saying? Up, left, and up, right while jumping. It increases the speed and distance of your jumps. This song's cute. Unused forest theme. It increases the speed and distance of your jumps. When done with task level precision, like a fucking pro. And that's that. What do you mean beta version? I know about the pre-console. And it has like that section that you don't hear in the final song. Might have been just for space, you know? Might have just been for space. You know, just make the song slightly shorter, just save space. Because it's a really short part. It's just dun 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 dun. That's it. It's like, it's a really short part. That might be it, you know. The prototype of CTR has that extra bit as well. Interesting. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's pretty fucking based. Pretty fucking cool, bro! I didn't know that. I knew about the song, how it's like different in pre-console. I didn't know about that though. One body slam needed to break a reinforced crate. What the fuck am I hearing? Why? Why am I hearing explosions? This is fucking annoying. Brings our total to 5. And look at this. Look at how good this looks. I thought about making the boost incur a penalty, but decided against it. If I included all the optional moves the vehicles could do, just be too much to keep track of. The premise of beating Crash Bandicoot 2 without spins, slides, or body slams is already wordy enough. Try and make it more complicated. Yarp yarp. There's my dog barking. Fucking gay dog. Old gay head. Why am I hearing explosions? This is annoying. Komodo Bros. Okay, and now I'm going to read what I have here, and I think I'm going to leave the stream off here. But first, let's do this. In Warp Room 2, the first level we'll be tackling is Air Crash. On this run of the level, we can get the Crystal, Death Route Gem, and Secret. In order to get the Box Gem, we have to come back through another secret entrance later. After we get the Crystal and Gem, we'll Death Abuse and get back to the beginning of the level. The secret exit for Air Crash unlocks the secret entrance for Snogo, which we'll use to get the Red Gem. Using the Red Gem, we can go to Snowbiz, but first we're going to go to the Eel Deal because my stream chat told me to. First thing we're going to do is get the Green Gem. First thing we're going to do is go get the Green Gem, and we're not going to Death Abuse because we want to keep the masks. 2 separate piles of reinforced crates require 3 masks and some very precise zip-zagging to break. Before we go ahead with the zip-zag, we're going to clear the path of some boxes and enter the bonus round. A giant pile of crates in the bonus round requires a body slam to break, bringing our total to 4. Now, having cleaned up the path, we do a fairly difficult zip-zag. Here we see 2 limitations of zip-zagging become apparent. One is that it takes time to build up speed, enough time that our invincibility might run out before we get to our destination. Here, we just barely make it. Another limitation of zip-zagging, specific to Crash 2 and 3, is actually that there is a limit to how fast the screen can scroll. This screen scrolling speed limit wasn't present in Crash 1. In normal gameplay, you'd never be able to tell, but with zip-zagging, it actually becomes very easy to outrun the camera and fall through the floor that hasn't loaded in yet. Our zip-zagging was fast, but not fast enough to stay with us when we get to this grate section. Thankfully, there's only one hanging crate here that we can carefully damage boost off the floor to break. By the way, random bit of trivia, for some reason when Crash is flashing like this, specifically after damage boosting from the floor, he won't grab onto the grates. So we need to wait a second so that Crash grabs the grates when he isn't flashing. With all that, we can get both gems in the crystal. Okay, there's a lot to read here, and I have to fucking shit, and I intended to end the stream here anyway. So yeah, I kind of just realized, like, I gotta fucking take a shit right now, and yeah, that's that. I am probably not going to stream the rest of the scripting process, because I did enjoy this stream, but I think I might just work faster if I'm just by myself. And I feel like it shouldn't take too long, but yeah, it typically is a fairly long process. So I'm gonna do that by myself. Next time you see me, next time I'm streaming, I will do the voiceover. I will do the commentary. I'll show off how I record my voice. So at that point, you'll just get to hear the whole script as I read it. And yeah, then after that, I will show the editing process, and that'll be that. I probably won't show the whole editing process either, just because, again, that takes a while. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And see you next time.